Hey folks, how you doing? Now here's something kind of cool we've added. We've used it liberally, basically just on the index page of your template or one of the index pages of your template. I want to show you in action what we're talking about. It's the animated sections. Now here are the info boxes or the index carousel boxes. Watch them as they scroll in and out of the viewport. They sort of scale up and they scale down and whatnot. And then the section below it does the same sort of thing. It scales up into view, nice and clear, bright, and then as it sort of leaves the page, then it starts to shrink down as the next piece of content comes into view. Okay, now what this is called, it's using a special script called scroller.js, and we've just made it really easy. I'm going to call it easy. Maybe not, might not be easy for everybody, but it's definitely something that's there that you can use. So let me show you how to apply this to different sections of your page. And this particular script, we only really want to apply to the entire section. The reason being is if you wanted to apply this to certain elements, other elements within the same area of the page may not be the same size. So if everything was the same size, it looks really cool. If things are of different size, so if you have a smaller amount of content over here and a larger amount of content over here, using this type of script on individual sections of the page, it doesn't look so hot. You really need to have things balanced, and the best way to balance it is to apply it to the overall section of the container that contains all your content for this particular region of the page that you see in the viewport. We have another script for actually animating the different smaller bits of content in the page, and we're going to show you that in the animating content tutorial if you look up or down on your tutorials page. So let's just quickly cover this. Best thing to do, we're going to go into our site and make a copy of your index page before you start building out. And you can use some of the code from the copy of this index page in other pages if you want to, or at least reference it. I find instead of having 58 different instruction pages and whatnot in the site to go to, just make a copy of the existing page of your index page where we're using this, or whatever page you would find this particular script on. And then you can just grab it from there. Now in this example, you have to find a section that's actually animated, and the best way to do that in this example is just open up your page and oh, there it is. There's a section animation right there, because you can see it's sort of, here's the content here. It's scrolling into view and then it's scrolling out of view and getting smaller. Cool. So what we do then is we find that section of the page. Here it is. Click somewhere inside and we look up to the quick tag selector and we look for the section tag right here, and then we just sort of click that, go to code view, and there it is all highlighted for us, and all we need is this data attribute called data scroller equals section. When you add that to any section ID in your site, it will automatically do that. Sort of zoom in, size up, and the opacity will brighten up, and then it'll scale out on the way back. So how do you know what a section is in your page? Well, you sort of scroll down, put your cursor in somewhere, whatever content region you're in, just put your cursor there somewhere, go up to your quick tag selector, and right up here, right next to the DWT editable, you will always find the section class. Okay, every section in your page starts off with a section class because that's proper. In most cases, it's the proper HTML5 formatting for the content of your site, because it's denoting different regions of the page, and that's what sections are for. It's basically to separate content or different types of content. Okay, so section, flip it over. All you need to do is add that data attribute right there, and let me just demonstrate how to do that. So we go to one area that actually has it, which is this area here. Flip to code view. We copy this data scroller equals section. We copy that. Then we go to wherever we want to add it to. Let's go down to the section below it. Find our section tag like so. Flip it to code view. See where it says section 1 or section class section 1. Right after that bracket, right between the bracket and the double quote, just hit your space bar once just to give yourself a little bit of room, and then paste. And then that's it, you're done. Now this section here, for our key features, now that is going to have the same animation effect. So let's just quickly take a look at that. in a browser and see what it looks like. Right, so here we have our already animated section, and now we've animated this section below it, and you can see how the title sort of zooms up and brightens into view, and then the content below it, and then as it scrolls down and out, it sort of, see how it fades away nicely and zooms out nicely? Yeah, so I wouldn't suggest you do it with every piece of content on your page, just the ones where maybe it is a call to action effect. It brings the attention to certain pieces of content within your site, and it may work better with some pieces of content than others. Typically, smaller pieces of content it'll look really sharp on, because this here would be a call to action. We're trying to really highlight the mobile, so this is a good example of where you may want to use it, because it's everything within this section fits within the viewport or the viewer's view on the monitor pretty much. Taller sections, you know, they have to sort of, you know, scroll down for a little bit and may lose that effect. So totally up to you where you use it, of course, but that's what it's like in action.